All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Got Bruce from Best Roofer Marketing and Jared Adams from Mesmerized Media. And we're going to be discussing video's place in digital marketing in 2022 and kind of what that looks like today. So we thought it would be pretty clever to, instead of doing a traditional webinar, do it over video. All right. So here we are. One of the things when you think about video marketing for roofing companies is, really the technology that's out there and why it's important. So we've kind of come up with a solution that we feel like solves that big void in the marketplace. It's our media day, but we're not going to talk about that now. That's just a teaser. We're going to kind of get into that at the end. I think what would be appropriate, Jared, is why don't you do just a little bit of introduction about yourself and your experience in video marketing and kind of how you've become a part of the Best Roofer Marketing family.
Yeah, of course. First off, thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah.
Always excited to rock a new hat, a little Best Roofer Marketing swag.
That's right.
So I'm the owner and founder of Mesmerized Media right here in Woodstock, Georgia. I have been in this industry for, what year is this, 2022? About 18 years now, doing everything from small mom and pop videos all the way up to feature films. I actually had two of the top viewed films on Netflix and Amazon Prime at the time when they were released. So to say I've done just about everything in this world is a pretty accurate statement. So, but what I really love doing is helping, that small to medium to even to large size businesses just grow. And just over the years, we've just really dialed in and figured out there's just so many awesome strategies using video and other digital marketing tools that just really help companies get to that next level where they want to be. So
yeah, absolutely, man. And specifically for roofers, right? And what we're doing here at Best Roofer Marketing, why are you passionate about video marketing for roofers in 2022?
So I've been passionate about this for a long time, but in the last couple of years, I've really started working with a few more roofers, and I never realized just the potential for businesses, potential for roofing companies that can really just change their lives, change people. I've met a few owners of a few roofing companies that are just killing it.
Yeah.
and that's where we're headed. And that's where all of our favorite clients are these days. They've gone from a certain level in their market and in their industry. And then just to see the upside potential is awesome. And to hear the success stories of people that say, man, I went from, here to here, and not just about the business revenue and the business sales. It's about the families behind it. We've met some awesome people that, have changed their lives around. So I just love helping where we can.
Absolutely. And as at Best Roofer Marketing, we serve the roofing community across the country, right? So we have just dozens and dozens of roofing companies we work with on a day-to-day basis, helping them grow their business. And one of the big things, it's been a buzzword for a few years, but really kind of breaking down how this impacts the roofing industry and small businesses as a whole, is conversion rate optimization.
Okay.
So everything with digital marketing that we do is A/B testing, right? No two roofing companies are like snowflakes. No two roofing companies are alike. So what's working for a $5 million roofing company in a suburb of Tampa, Florida, let's just say, is completely different than a roofing company of the same size, same employee count in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Right? Weather, seasonality, transientness of the community, logistics. So with that, we know the best practices on what's working in the roofing industry as a whole. However, really to get dialed in, you have to do A/B testing per market. You really have to figure it out for each individual business. And that takes a little bit of time. But one of the things that's consistent across the board is video helps conversions significantly, right? There are statistics out there that including video in your digital strategy can increase your overall conversions anywhere from 35 to 95%. So it's amazing that if you think about it, take off your business hat and think about how you actually operate as a human in a community, right? You're on Facebook or Instagram or, TikTok, if you like to watch the dancing videos, whatever your flavor is. But you may notice and test yourself, you engage more with the video, right? Video content, video ads. It's the way of the future. It's not going anywhere. And as an elite digital marketing agency, serving the roofing industry, we're really passionate about coming up with a great video solution to integrate that's run in-house, and uniquely identifiable to Best Roofer Marketing and what we're doing with you guys at Mesmerize. So
Absolutely. And
really excited about
just
that.
to jump on what you just said, it's a video world. I mean, we got a few stats for you. We'll share in a little while, but my favorite stat as of, I think 2 or 3 years ago, Google is still the #1 website on the planet. Everybody Googles something every day. But the second most used website on the planet is YouTube. It just is. And there's stats out there all over the place that just say everybody wants to watch videos. I just about guarantee you, if you're out here in the world watching this, you've probably YouTubed how to do something recently.
Right.
I do it every day. So
100%. It's kind of the DIY, but the thing is, nobody should climb on their house and try to repair their shingles themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, education and understanding what solutions are available are a really great way for you to get your message out there. But it also humanizes things, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that roofing companies are a lot like car dealerships or marketing agencies, right? They can get kind of pigeonholed into that negative stereotype of, I'm afraid that I'm going to get burned.
Right.
It's a little bit of like, is this a crook? And this is your biggest home, is your biggest asset. And the biggest home repair on that asset is your roof.
Yep.
So you got to find a credible company that you trust as a homeowner, as a member of your community. And video is a great way to convey that messaging, not costing you any more or any less in your marketing budget, but as a tool or a solution to make sure that you're getting the maximum return on your marketing dollars.
Absolutely.
So cool. So you said statistics, man. I'm a big stat nerd. I like data. I like statistics. That for me takes out the gray area.
Right.
Marketing's black or white, right? So it's either working or it's not. I think you have to set your expectations and temper them to what marketing should be, and make sure you're cautious when you're looking at partnering with a marketing agency, whether that's us or anybody else, that you're kind of going with your gut and you trust your BS meter, so to speak. But one of the statistics I think that's really cool that was put out by HubSpot for 2021, so a little bit dated. 86% of business owners integrated video into their marketing strategy. They felt that it was a paramount or intricate way to market their business.
Yep.
So what do you see being the video expert?
I love those stats, being a video expert, because that it makes me realize what I've known for years.
Yeah,
we all need video.
Right.
And it's just, I used to always say a bad video is worse than no video. But these days, sometimes even bad videos are better than not having anything. People,
right.
Generally speaking, if someone's searching for your company and they're reaching out, if you don't have some kind of video content, or at least really good photography, but really you need that video content to humanize your company, they're going to look elsewhere, because I just about guarantee your competition has some kind of video talking about themselves, talking about how great they are as a company and why you need to use them, and highlight reels, and the numbers don't lie.
They don't. And it's a good point. So as a part of our media day, it's not just video. We also do great custom photography, right? Drone aerial photography, team photography. But we know that, going back to conversion rate optimization, the photos and the video make the websites. So there's a lot of different agencies out there. There's a lot of great ones. You could call 10 different agencies and get 10 different price points on what your website should cost, right? But the one thing is certain: if you looked at a lot or a handful of websites that had custom photography and videography, and then websites of comparable, possibly even more expensive, that use stock photos and videos, that library is played out.
Yes.
Right. We've all seen the house with lights on inside. It's at dusk, a little bit of rain on the driveway. It's on like thousands of roofing websites. It's horrible. So investing in good custom photography as a part of your overall strategy would not only increase conversions, but it's just going to help you stand out in the crowd, right? Just like marketing agencies and everybody else. It's a noisy world. Videographers. Yeah. Everybody with a camera and a smartphone this day and age is a videographer, right? They get the self-training, and the younger you are, the more familiar you are with being on video, because it's just a part of your livelihood and your overall day-to-day life. So our point in this is, don't hold your company back because of trepidation about not wanting to be on video or reluctancy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody likes themselves on video for the most part. But you just have to do it. I've listened to so many business podcasts and read so many stats and all that. And the number one thing everybody says is just do it.
Right.
Because, I used to be a trainer in a few different industries back in the day, and the end user, the end client does not feel the same way about you on camera as you do about yourself on camera.
Right.
There's no such thing as a perfect video, a perfect delivery of what you're supposed to say. But the beautiful thing is no one except you knows what you're supposed to say. So you'll sound awesome and you'll sound great. And as long as you're delivering the right message and your personality comes through,
sure,
that's what you need.
Yeah. And there's different types of videographers, right? So there's videographers that have experience with a lot of different types of businesses, small businesses, large corporate businesses, think the Home Depots, Equifaxes of the world, et cetera. But then there's videographers and marketing teams that specialize in a niche, right? Like Best Roof Marketing. We know the roofing industry pretty well. Are we as involved as roofing business owners? Many times, yeah. Many times we know more about roofing and the industry as a whole than the business owners themselves that are just starting out, but we're still learning every day. However, when you think about who you're going to retain for videography and integrating video, you really want to find somebody that can give you fresh ideas and that can give you tips and tricks on what's working in other markets for other roofing companies, that has a portfolio and example.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the cool things that we do, we're actually involved in a international mastermind group of video strategists and video companies similar to ourselves that we get together on a weekly basis. And if we share ideas, there's a quite a pretty good handful of the guys in our group that do some work for some roofing companies. Obviously we do as well. So we all get to share those ideas. And while we're pretty confident in what we've got nailed down on a daily basis, but sometimes someone says, oh, we just did this for a client and it worked, then we're going to get those ideas too. And we share our ideas and all that. So to be like a lot of things, when you do it a lot, it starts to feel less like brand new and creative, but that's awesome because now you know what to do. You say, hey, we need you to come out for today to do the shot. Cool. I know exactly what 15 shots I'm going to get. Right. And I know exactly how they should look. And we know how to make how you make your roofing company shine.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've covered some statistics, about the marketing, state of marketing and video marketing specifically, as well as conversions. But one statistic straight from the experts is HubSpot, interviewed thousands of digital marketing agencies, and 81% of them attributed the successful campaigns integrated video versus their less successful campaigns that were more static out of the box, right? So when you think about this from an overall perspective, you want to get the maximum return on anything you do in marketing. Why not invest a portion of your strategy into video? Find a partner that you can trust to make sure you get it right.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into a Q&A with Jared because I'm just so thrilled, man, to have you on the team and the partnership that we have with Mesmerized Media, because the videos that we're putting out for our roofing companies really are exceptional. Awesome. And I feel as though I'm pretty anal about this kind of stuff. And I want to make sure that, we have best in our name for a reason. We want to put out the best quality product out there.
Yep.
And to see that, the delivery of what you guys are able to do and the reaction from our clients' faces on how ecstatic they are is second to none. So with that being said, before I get into the real Q&A, why don't you tee us off and give us some ideas so we can think through where's some different places that you can watch video today?
Oh, pull out your phone. I mean,
right.
The obviously the obvious one I already mentioned was YouTube. People watching stuff on LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. There's not an app on the planet that these days that does not incorporate video in some way, shape, or form. You look at, especially if you're in the roofing industry, it's very easy to find your competition and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Either with video or without. And you can say, oh man, that's really good. And that's another thing, working with, partnering with us, with Bruce and with us, we can all work together. We collaborate and say, here's what we know these things work. But if you say, oh, I saw this on so-and-so's website, can we do that? Of course we can. Yeah. So it's, if you see it on TikTok, TikTok generally leans a little more funny, a little more kind of goofball, guerrilla marketing kind of stuff. YouTube is going to be more of your evergreen content. The beautiful thing about YouTube is people will find you forever. Right. You post something on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, any of those, they're gone in a couple of days. So, you can refresh a lot of that content, but the goal of all of that content is to drive people to a YouTube channel where you could put up a video today, and in 2026, someone's going to look up best roofing practices, they might find your video.
Yeah, I think we got somebody else joining. No, that's great, Jared.
Yes.
And here's the thing, guys, with video marketing in and of itself, you really have to have the strategy behind it. So you can just post a raw video on YouTube, or you can post a fully optimized video set on YouTube that has links back to your website, links to your social channels, has the right keywords in there, so your video can rank for certain terms on Google, right in the optimization, lineup.
Absolutely.
So there's only so many pieces of real estate on any given SERP or search engine results page on Google. Really maximizing every video that you post to YouTube and linking it accordingly and having the optimized content for it, it goes a long way.
Oh, absolutely. You can just think about if someone's if they type in Google and say roofer near me,
right?
Well, a lot of those top searches nowadays are going to show videos.
Yeah,
it might be here's 2 ads, here's another company, and here's 3 videos. And if why not? Why is that not your video?
Yeah, no, 100%.
I mean,
we're in the Atlanta market for those that don't know. So Atlanta is the New York of the Southeast. It's the major metro,
Yollywood, as they call it. Also,
yeah, Yollywood. That's right. So one of the cool things is that we're actually ranking our agency in Atlanta some of our YouTube videos on Google. So if you go to Google and you put in certain search queries, we've really optimized them to make sure that we fully understood the process as you try to crack the code on these algorithms. It can get really technical, right?
Yes.
So there's doing it right, and then there's doing it to be the best. And that's what we're really trying to convey today, is that if you're going to invest the time and energy into putting out the video content to increase your conversions, you may as well do the little extra things that really make all the difference in the world. So with that being said, how do you feel about some Q&A? Right?
Fire at me.
We've had a few questions sent over to us that we felt like were really good, and then we also came up with some of our own internally. But
I'll do my best.
First of all, we get a lot of inbound opportunities from roofing companies all over the country that are coming to us. And a common question that we get is, well, how much does it cost to do video? Right. And that's kind of a loaded one. So
it's a super loaded one. And my general answer, anytime someone says, how much does a video cost? I always say, well, how long is a string? Because a string can be this long and it can wrap around the world twice. So it all depends on the details. There's so much that goes into pricing videos. But that being said, there is a lot of data out there these days. And like a lot of industries, there's plenty of people that will do it for way too cheap because they don't know what they're doing. And they're not insured, and they've never done it before. They just started last week. They went and bought a camera, so now they're a video guy. Yeah. And there's also people that are way too expensive. There's people that say, "Oh, well, I shot this film, so now I demand $10,000 a day." Blah blah blah. So there's a lot of variables. We've actually come up with a lot of cool stuff with Bruce to come up with kind of a tiered pricing setup. And again, it varies, but it's not going to be $100. But it's also not going to be $20,000. It's going to be, we're going to find that nice price range that fits into your overall marketing budget. Right. And the better question is, what kind of ROI am I going to get? Yeah. And like we just said, 81% of all those ads that are run get better ROI than the ones without video. So it's really a matter of just figuring out what's best for you, what your overall package looks like, and we find a way to include video in that. And generally speaking, it turns into, oh, well, of course I'm going to do that. And that just makes sense within the overall package that we're doing with Best Roofer Marketing. Right. And I'm going to go off script a little bit here and share something else to that end, because this is important, guys. So we wanted to have video as an offering here at Best Roofer Marketing. So we partnered with a large company that does this at scale. And their model was really just to find local videographers, kind of put them on speed dial. And then when an opportunity presents itself, they can sell it at a lower ticketed amount, but we weren't really just over the moon with the video quality we were getting back. And I think the variable there is everybody's different. So what we've created with Media Day is, it could be Jared or a member of our team actually flies out, and they're doing this day in and day out for roofers across the country. So you're going to see one of us on your premises, and that level of expertise is what you're going to get. We're not just going to be selling you a package and then going through the online directories to find a local videographer that hits a few questions for us, right? Yeah, absolutely. And what you're paying for, or what's in that package, is the experience. Yeah, like you said, it's the you know, I started doing this professionally in 2004 ish.
Right.
But really I've been doing it since the late 90s, which probably just dated myself more than I wanted to, but you know, a long time. So I know,
Yeah.
I know what works. There's value in efficiency. There's value in, you know, I don't have to get there and figure out how my camera works. I don't have to get there and figure out where I should shoot, you know, all that. It's all,
Yeah.
you know, I've been doing it long enough where
Sure.
you show up and you get the job done, and it's the best it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So, um, roofing company owners, right? They sent this one in, but something that they're wanting to know is from a characteristics traits perspective, like what do I even look for when I'm trying to hire a video marketing company? What are some of the kind of qualifications I should be looking for?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is experience, but quality experience. So you need to check their work, check see what the as for not just highlight reels. That's what one thing that it's very easy to put together a really awesome highlight reel.
Right.
Because if you've done 10 projects and there's one good shot on each project, well, that looks like you're an amazing videographer.
Yeah.
I haven't even put together a highlight reel in years.
Right.
I share full projects with all of our clients. So
Mhm.
here's a 3.5 minute video, and this is what I'll do for you. Not here's 47 shots that were perfect from
Yeah.
each video. No,
Yeah.
you need the overall package. So just quality of work, experience, but also, you know, we're essentially becoming partners in all of this stuff. So you got to find someone you can work with. You know, there's plenty of Hollywood stories, but you know, even down into this, the small business stuff, you know, you got to have a relationship with someone. If you just can't stand someone, you probably don't want them, you probably don't want to be working with them on a video team. So
Yeah.
it's that relationship, the personality, the quality of work. Honestly, gear does not matter that much.
Yeah.
A lot of people will sell you on, oh, I shoot on this Red camera or this RE camera or this Sony or this Canon, or I only shoot this, or I've got this drone. None of that really matters. If you know what you're doing, you know, don't worry about the camera gear. Honestly, there's lots of pretty good stuff being shot on phones these days.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing and you have the right apps installed, and the edit plays a big part of it. So
Yeah.
a lot of people will try to sell you on the fact that they've got the best gear. Doesn't make that much difference. It helps, you know, you put the right, you know, it's like anything in life, you put the right gear in the right person's hands. It's a bonus, but I guarantee you I can make a much better video with my phone than someone that's been doing it for 6 months with a $60,000 camera.
Right.
It just is.
Yeah, and to clarify, we use state of the art equipment,
Yes,
so
absolutely.
we're all buttoned up,
Yeah,
double lens, 4K, the whole nine, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
We've got that covered. But the point here is, you know,
it honestly, and my whole point of that is, if you go to quote a roofing job, if someone says, "Well, I only use you if you use a DeWalt nail gun or a Hilti nail gun," it doesn't matter.
they're disqualifying you for the wrong reasons.
Right. Yeah. That, you know,
Yeah.
it's not that important, you know.
Yeah.
But again, but to Bruce's point, yes, we do use all the top of the line gear, and everything's going to be buttoned up, but just don't let that be a full on decision making factor in when you're choosing a video company.
And I think another part of this too is, you know, when you're, because you should interview several companies, right, in order to make this decision. Just like anything, we always recommend 2 to 3 interviews and then 2 to 3 conversations with each of your contenders. One of the big deals for them when you're thinking about, you know, video marketing and roof marketing is, he says experience, but I say expertise. Do they have the expertise to tell you what you need to do to put you at ease, right? So it's going to be a painless process. And really it is. If you have the right person behind the lens, they can make you super comfortable, which is going to convey in the video and ensure that you're getting everything that you need to put out a quality product. Here's a question that roofing company owners should often ask. Do you own the video and all of the content outright, or is that hidden in the contract somewhere by the video team? So break that down and some things to look for.
So it's a little bit more of an old school way of doing video, but I've shockingly enough heard it come up a few times recently that you know, you pay for this awesome video, and then 6 months later you try to put it up on a different social media channel, and your video company says, "Oh, you only have a license to it. You're going to have to give us more money." We don't operate like that. We release, once everything's done and buttoned up and paid for and all that, we release copyright. It is your video. I don't hold anybody hostage on video. As a matter of fact, this morning I had a client from a year and a half ago call and say, "Oh, we lost the file for this," or I forget what she needed, but I had to dig it up on an old hard drive and resend it to her, which
Yeah.
I'm always happy to do because it's your video. And as I mentioned in the very beginning, my passion is helping businesses grow.
Right.
And if I'm holding you hostage because we signed some kind of a weird license agreement, that's not helping you. That's not that all that's doing is hurting my reputation. And I don't want that. I want people to love Mesmerize Media and Best Roofer Marketing from the day we meet till the end of time. So
Right.
yes, if you go through our media day package and do all that stuff, it is your video. It's just your video.
Yeah. I'm going to
do,
keep you safe here.
do what you want with it.
Never buy anything you don't own. Right. And there's a lot of solutions out here on that SaaS model, on that repetition model, where they want you to pay to have the licensing for it on a subscription basis. Like if you're buying a website, you should own the website. It's an asset of your business, just like a vehicle, and the same thing for the video content. Right.
Absolutely.
So no, that's really good. So another trepidation, I think, or concern that business owners have is their level of involvement, right? They're running a roofing business. They got to get their crews out. Maybe break down a little bit about what the level of involvement looks like, right? Because when we do our media day, we come out, we're professional. We show up, let's just say we're doing it on a Friday. We show up on Thursday night, bright and early. We're on the first job on Friday morning. We've got the whole day scheduled out, and you're going to get a full day of all of the assets you'll ever need for your business. And then we're out. Right. And we're doing the editing and sending that back over to you. But break down, like, what's the involvement look like from the business owner, from their team, from their customers, et cetera?
Yeah. The beautiful thing about that is it can honestly be what you want it to be. We love working with all teams. If the owners want to be there, you want to be on camera, awesome. If they're just hell bent on not being on camera, we're not going to force you to be on camera. But obviously in the beginning, we'll talk through just really it's just logistics, figuring out, where's the house, where are we going, where's your office, all that jazz. But it's really pretty simple. And, but also I've been micromanaged plenty in my life. So I speak that language well. There's if you're the type that wants to be involved and look over my shoulder, cool, let's do it. But it can be as little or as much as you want it to be. I've done plenty of jobs where they say, hey, here's the address, go shoot it. And I don't even talk to anybody when we get there, and we just show up and we do it, and they've got amazing content. So, the best though is when we do collaborate, right? When there's collaboration involved and you can go back and forth and work with people on whatever level they want to.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's great. So here's a big one. What type of videos should I create as a business owner in the roofing space?
So we've got what we consider, we call it the sales trifecta. You can call it whatever you want, but generally speaking, you're going to want some type of brand message video, and that's getting you, the owner or someone on your team, telling your story. And we set that up in a really easy way that it's interview style, and you tell your story, and then it's the trifecta. So it's a three-legged. So that's the brand message video. Testimonials is a really big one. Probably the most important, realistically. If you're going to choose just one, I would almost always go testimonials, because you can tell your customers you're the best in the world every single day, but of course you're going to say that. But if you get some testimonials of happy, satisfied clients telling your story, that's even better.
Right.
And then the third leg of that is what we call promo videos, or these days we call it micro content, which is basically that short 30 to 60 second thing about one part of your business. So if you do, residential and commercial and whatever else,
storm damage, hail damage,
insurance, so you do different videos about each different topic. So those are kind of the three primary videos that we almost always recommend. For the website, a lot of times, and back up, as we're creating all of that kind of content, we can then take snippets and highlights for the website, for your banner on your website, to have a little mashup / reel going around. So that's the other beautiful thing about video is if you have the content, you can reuse it and repurpose it in a lot of different ways. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the cool things too that we do that's a little bit unique is it's not just about you paying for services and getting the deliverables, but when we're on site for our media days, we'll give you and your team, whoever's in marketing or what have you, some coaching tips and tricks on how to continue to consistently get video going for your social media, your website, and other platforms, even after we're gone, right? We want you to be wildly successful, and just knowing what to do, what a video content schedule could look like is something that we happily turn over to you, because we understand the value in putting out creative content, but more importantly, putting out content consistently, I think just goes a long ways.
For sure.
So cool. Just a couple more here, Jared. This is
Yep.
great too. It's been a pleasure having you in the studio today. But
I always love talking about this stuff.
yeah, when I'm considering hiring a company, do they offer the marketing or not? Right? Because there's a million companies that just do video and video editing. And then there's companies like Best Roofer Marketing where we actually do the video as well as the marketing support it. So kind of break down your experience in the industry and how that impacts businesses when they're hiring.
So there are most video companies that are just really good at video. They do video, they create the content, and then hope you have a marketing team, that kind of thing. I've been on all sides of that, but the beautiful thing for anybody that's watching this here is, to have one point of contact just makes your life easier. Right. You go through and say, hey, and it's less about, hey, you're going to call and say, I want a video, or I want a website, or I want SEO, or I want this. It's the goal here is you call us and say, I need to grow my business. Yeah. And we say, cool, here you go. Right. and we help you grow your business. Yeah. You don't have to worry about and nitpick and figure out what you need to do. That's what we're the experts. We do that for you. We're the ones that tell you what to do and do it all for you. So that's there's probably a small handful of companies doing that these days, but most of them are going to be, they'll tell you they're doing it, but they're outsourcing it to somewhere overseas and things like that, which is not our MO. So, yeah. And, but like I said, the ability to pick up the phone and call one company, one person is a definite benefit to just time. I mean, these days we're all insanely busy and have too much going on. So to have to, let me call somebody for the video and someone for the marketing and someone for the website and someone for the Facebook and someone for Instagram. It's just, you don't have time. You need to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, how we doing? And we say, hey, you're doing great. Like we told you we would. So, keep counting your money. Yeah. There you have it. So last question here. What are some of the key metrics that matter, right? There's a million different reports out there. We see it all the time, right? These big roofing companies retain this agency that's supposed to be great, and they're getting nothing more than a once a month generic Google Analytics report. Right. That really has a bunch of data that doesn't mean anything. So what are some of the key metrics or key performance indicators that people should be looking for when they're thinking about their video, and is it working? Yeah. So really, overall view count is a big one. Obviously, the more eyeballs on it, the better. That's just going to help. And then also the duration, because a lot of times if you put a video up on social or website, if it's a 3-minute video, and if you're seeing that most people are watching it for 10 seconds and then clicking off, well, then we didn't, whoever produced that video didn't do a good job of keeping your attention. So those are the two. From a video standpoint, those are really the two main ones. Is not just the amount of views, but the amount of who's watching it from start to finish for how long. Right. And these days the stats have probably changed this morning, but realistically, you get about 27 seconds to know if they're gonna watch. But I even heard something recently that you have about less than 3 seconds these days to really catch people's attention. If they're scrolling on the phone, they're going to scroll through. So a lot of that goes on, but those are the main numbers to look for are view count. But view count is huge. If one thing about, sometimes video is a little bit harder to track ROI because, the example I always use is Coca-Cola. Okay. If, I've never known anybody in my life that is watching TV at 11:30 at night on their couch and they see a Coca-Cola commercial and they say, oh, I'm going to the store. Right. And they get up and get dressed and go to the store. But the Coca-Cola commercials are on because it's brand awareness. So when they're at the store or when they get thirsty, their brain goes to Coca-Cola. So, you take a video that we've produced and it's been seen 14,000 times in the first 3 weeks. Well, if one of those 14,000 people get some hail damage tomorrow night, hopefully we've done our job right, and they'll remember. Now, some of that's not immediately trackable. You can't say, oh, well, they chose us because of this video spiraling on YouTube. But the more views, the more likes, the more, watching the full duration absolutely leads to that. So it's, so that's just some of the stats to look. Influence, engagement, and conversions. That's it. So you want to, have a powerful video that can influence people, get them to engage with it, and then watch the conversions. That's for sure. And This is probably half of an answer for one of the other questions, but one thing about being on camera, if you are the business owner or people on your team, I've done it for years. People will come up and say, "Oh, I saw you in the video. You're the video guy."
Yeah.
That there's something really cool about that. Or they say, "Oh yeah, I see your videos all the time. I need a roof. I need to talk to you." And so those are the best ones when they, the in-person
Sure.
validation and all that. It's really a cool feeling to say, "Oh, I saw your video and I called you."
Yeah.
Sweet. That's great for us. And
Yeah.
so
Well,
that's
we had one this morning. We were at a community event here outside of Atlanta for a nonprofit in the foster care space. And after one of the young ladies that does marketing walked up to me and she said, best roof for marketing. That's awesome. I see you guys in social media all the time.
Yep.
We'd be interested in checking out some of your internships. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
And you're right. It was completely validating.
Yep.
So if you wonder if your videos and your social posts are getting seen, they are. Just keep doing it. Whether the metrics tell you so or not, people that you don't recognize are seeing your brand.
Yeah.
And it's important, right? You got to own your backyard and roofer marketing all the way across the board. So if you don't start with owning your backyard, your business is really going to struggle. And what we're looking for is certain metrics to get businesses to. We typically only work with roofing companies that are doing at least $1 million in revenue, wanting to get to 2.5, then 5, and ultimately 10, or if they're at that 5-10 mark and they want to grow to 20. That's another sweet spot. We do have roofing companies that are multi-state doing 40 million on roster. So roofing companies of all size, but you have to have some dollars to invest in your marketing, and video should be a part of that strategy. So
Absolutely.
With that being said, Jared, this has been great. Let's break down our media day. Let's kind of just let everybody that's watching know what that kind of looks like and what all that entails. So I'm really going to run down a bullet list. Earlier in the video I covered Jared, a member of our team, one of our seasoned professionals, is going to fly out. Travel is included in the cost of our media day, as well as the hotel lodging, the whole 9 yards, right? So we get ourselves out there, no stress on your part. And then we've got a full day, right? So some of this we'll do autonomously based on just the coordination, logistics, and the plan from the onboarding that we've created. And then some of this we're going to do with your team, and we could meet at different points in town as well, right?
Absolutely.
So we may do some videos and B-roll at your office. You may have a nice coffee shop or a corporate center that you want to use for testimonials where you can invite a couple of your clients over, get some testimonial videos. We're going to be doing B-roll both on the job site and in the office as well. But here's a few things that are included. You should walk away after this media day investment with all of the assets your business needs for at least the next 5 years, right? I mean,
absolutely.
this is going to square you away for your website, for your personal branding, your catalog. It's going to get you started with a little bit of social media content, the whole 9, but you're going to get your team photos, right? So these are professional photos, and yes, we will take them on the roof, whether that's through drone or hopping up on the roof, depending on the house that we're at. But you're going to get photos of your fleet or your trucks that can be cropped, edited out, used for social on your website as well. If you want professional headshots, we include those. So depending on if it's your executive team, your leadership team, your entire team, we will give you headshots, which are really good because everything that we do goes back to the visitor, the potential homeowner that needs a roof or a roof repair in your market or commercial, right? Specifically commercial. When they hit your website, we really want to humanize and personalize.
Yep, absolutely.
We want to make sure that they can see you and the faces behind it visibly so they know who's coming out. You're going to get your stage shots, right? So this is going to be people working on the roof, and this is both a photo and video set. So we're going to get all of the action photos that we need of a rip and replace. We're going to get repair work, everything from close-ups of the nail gun with the drone to your executive team standing on the roof and waving, right? We've done it all at this point. You're going to get all of the drone footage. So we will travel with the drone, Jared, and that's going to be on site. So not utilizing your technology, but our technology, we'll be able to get the aerial footage, neighborhood footage. And we also have enough in our portfolio to show you different types of video so you can really discern what may look good for you.
And on that note, real quick, if you are doing any drone work, you are technically supposed to have this USA FAA Part 107 license. So that's one thing to look. I should have mentioned that in the what to look for when hiring people. If someone's got a drone, you need to have that license. And if you've been doing it on your team, like someone's got it on your team, Just be very careful if you haven't got that license yet, because that's
a great call out.
There's some pretty hefty fines involved, and if it can be deemed at all commercial, you're making any money based on your drone flying, the FAA wants their cut, and you got to be licensed. So
yeah, no, that's a great call out, right? So CYA guys, make sure that you know what you're doing and who you're bringing onto the premises of your job sites. Are they insured, et cetera? So again, the drone footage is, of the jobs, the B-roll, the team, the fleet, the whole nine, and then testimonials, right?
Yep.
So we'll tell you who and how and what to look for, but how to recruit a couple of your happy clients. And this is the thing, a lot of it's all strategic positioning, right?
Yeah.
So if you just call somebody up and say, hey, would you meet me here? I'm doing some video work and I need your help. That's going to sound like a task for your business that a homeowner might not want to do. But if you genuinely come from a place of sincerity and just ask them for help outright, look, we're growing our business. We understand you're very satisfied. I can't pay you for the testimonial, but I can buy lunch and compensate you for your time to do the video testimonial. Make it an appealing package for them, but get a couple of people willing to come in and we'll share some of the techniques on how to do that for testimonials, because they do go a long way. And then the B-roll and the mashups, right? So one of the things we do in post-production and editing is we make sure that you have a nice video mashup. It's kind of a highlight reel, if you will, of your roofing company that you can embed on your website, YouTube, social media, the whole 9 yards. But it gives a synopsis of some of the different types of work that you do unique to you. But that's going to be included. So our typical turnaround time is 30 days from the shoot to provide you all assets. A lot of times we get them out in 2 to 3 weeks. We share everything via Drive along with the appropriate waivers, so you own it. But this is the thing, whether you choose to partner with Best Roofer Marketing or one of the million other options out there, we hope today that Jared's expertise and knowledge and our team's expertise has really equipped you to make the right hire, know what you're getting yourself into from a commitment perspective, and then definitely make sure that you're confident investing in the assets, because you really want to have this for all of the reasons that we've discussed today. Jared, anything else that I missed, man?
I don't think so. I just, like I said, we want to help you grow your business. We want, and we know for an absolute fact that video is the way to do that. And you just, you're going to be, if you don't have video yet, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're just going to be getting further and further behind that 8 ball if you don't jump in and get some video assets created for your company. Yeah.
So just to recap, guys, the video technology, the photo assets, they're there to build credibility, lower resistance from the buyer, and overall, it just allows you to put a face to the name in your community. So with this technology, video being everywhere, you can't hide from it. Step up, find a partner, get on the job hunt. If you want to, hit us up at bestroofermarketing.com or check your local market, find somebody. We can work with assets provided to us too, but we're here to support and serve, guys. So thank you again for all that attended today. We really look forward to hearing from you.
Yep.
Take care, guys.
See you guys.